All right, hello there, welcome back to another wee bit different video. Today's video, gonna do an NBA discussion kind of video where really we're gonna look at the GM survey. So every year, the NBA surveys all the GMs of the league, ask them questions. So we're gonna look at the 50 questions ahead of the new season, talk about what we think, and look at the answers that they gave. So, first question on the survey is predictions, or first segment, I guess. Which team will win the 2024 NBA Finals? Most teams picked the Celtics, most GMs picked the Celtics, the Nuggets, the Bucks, the Suns, the Clippers. Last year, Milwaukee had 43%, meaning that it's a lot more diverse this time around, a lot more teams in the mix according to GMs. Now, personally, I don't think the Clippers have a shot in hell, so 3%. Actually, that's 3% means that's one GM. There's 30 GMs. One GM, one picks the Clippers. All right, looking at the Eastern Conference rankings, based off the survey, it's predicted by the GMs Boston will be 1, Milwaukee 2, Cleveland 3, Philadelphia 4, New York 5, Miami 6, Atlanta 7. Not a bad list. If you look at the Western Conference, Denver 1, Phoenix 2, Lakers 3, Golden State 4. That one's interesting. Clippers 5, Memphis 6, New Orleans, Sacramento tied for 7th. Man, people are really disrespecting Oklahoma City, huh? Interesting. I gotta say, nothing unexpected thus far, though, to be perfectly blunt. Okay, so we got an interesting one here. Who will win the 2023-2024 Kia MVP? Jokic at 43%, Giannis at 20%, Jason Tatum at 13%, Luka at 10%. Looking at the receiving votes for other players, AD, KD, Joel Embiid, Shea, and last year, Luka led the way at 48%. Let me just say this right now. Jokic being at 43% is a heavy favorite, but with MVP, it's just about who's healthy and then who's there delivering night in and night out. I gotta say, this one is really just a crapshoot to guess of these players who will take the cake. I'm curious though, as to last year, how much of a favorite by the GMs was Joel Embiid to win it. But yeah, that's interesting. If you were to start a franchise today, you could sign any player in the NBA, who would it be? 33% said Nikola Jokic, 23% said Victor Wembanyama, 13% said Giannis, 10% said Luka, 7% said Anthony Edwards, Steph got a vote, Joel Embiid got a vote, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander got a vote, and JT Jason Tatum got a vote. I will say, Victor Wembanyama, not even playing an NBA game yet, being higher than Giannis, Luka. Shit, even Anthony Edwards is saying something. I mean, I think Anthony Edwards is really good, but I wouldn't pick him over someone like Giannis, to be honest with you. It's no surprise that Nikola Jokic is on here at 33%. Last year, Giannis was 55%, but Victor Wembanyama hasn't played his first NBA game yet. And look at this. Out of every single player in the league, 23% of GMs want him on the roster. That says a lot about how high people are on him. This dude really is the next big prodigy. As close as I can remember to LeBron, really, with the hype. But Steph Curry at his age getting a vote is pretty wild, to be honest with you guys. To me, this one's easy. Which player forces opposing coaches to make the most adjustments? It's got to be Steph Curry, dude. Obviously, Jokic does the most with the offense, but with Steph, the way he moves around, no, dude, he's nonstop. He's the most conditioned player in the league. Vanderbilt was talking about it in a podcast. I forgot whose podcast. He was saying he was guarding Steph Curry. It made him so tired that on the offensive end, he was kind of gassed. He really just kind of had to zone in defensively just to guard the guy. Steph Curry is just a different breed. I would say have to make the most adjustments against him. Not to take away from any of these guys, but dude, he's just a different breed, man. He does not stop moving. Which player is most likely to have a breakout season in 2023-2024? This one's weird because Anthony Edwards is 23%, but he was already an All-Star last year. So what kind of breakout are we talking about here? Because he already broke out. Cade Cunningham, I think, is a great choice. I would put him as my favorite. Franz Wagner Higher than Paulo. I don't know about that one. Tyrese Maxey, I mean, he's already kind of broken out. I don't know. These are interesting ones to say the least. Receiving votes, Desmond Bain, Mikal Bridges, Tyrese Halliburton, Chet Holmgren. That's a pretty good one. Kyrie Irving. Dude, Kyrie Irving's already elite. What are we doing? Who the hell put Kyrie on here? He's already elite, guy. Jaden McDaniels, really, out of all the players, you're going to say Jaden McDaniels. That's interesting. Evan Mobley, Sengun. Zion's already good. It's that he's just not healthy. I swear, I really hate some of these options that some of these GMs put. Who is the best point guard in the NBA? It's Steph, not even close if you ask me. Anyone that doesn't put Steph, I think, is a little delusional. Let me just say that. Just a little bit. What he does for the offense, and then defensively, he's not a liability. Man, Steph is just insane. Who is the best shooting guard in the NBA? Devin Booker, number 1, 63%. Steph Curry, why is he put as a... what? How can you be a shooting guard and a point guard, buddy? Some people really got that confused where they're like, oh, Steph Curry's a shooting guard. Is that where really some of the people put other options for? But I guess with Chris Paul, maybe they're thinking, oh, he's a shooting guard now. But nah, dude, Steph's a point guard. Who is the best small forward? Jason Tatum over KD. Luka. Okay, dude, we got to get our positions right because Luka's also a shooting guard and Luka's also a point guard. And a small forward. Dude, there's gotta be a better way. This is ridiculous. Luka's listed on all three thus far, man. Come on. But LeBron James at number 4 for 13%. Kawhi Leonard at 3%, 5. Honestly, I'm not sure how you can put Kawhi Leonard if he's never healthy. Like, I just don't understand how one person thinks to himself, yeah, Kawhi Leonard for sure. He's just never healthy. I don't get that. Who's the best power forward in the NBA? Giannis, 97%. Giannis is flat out the best power forward in the NBA. Like, who lists KD as a 4, man? Who is the best center in the NBA? It's easily Jokic, guys. Like, I mean, I guess you could argue Embiid, but nah, dude, it's Jokic for sure. Highest percentage of total votes on position questions. Giannis at number 1, Jokic at number 2, Steph at number 3, D-Book at number 4, Luka and Jason Tatum tied at 5. Offseason moves. Which team has made the best overall moves this offseason? Celtics and Bucks, 23%. Gotta say, no surprise. I loved both their offseasons, to be honest with you. Trailblazers at 3. I already made a video about that. Huge W for the Blazers in the offseason. I absolutely loved their moves. As a Laker fan, loved the offseason. With this, Mavericks, 7%? Really? The best moves? Is it because of the re-signing of Kyrie? Rockets being 5, not sure about that one, Chief. Ever heard of the word overpay? Not sure. I'm gonna have to agree with that one. Dallas and Houston being at 5 is a little... I'm not sure about that one. Which one player acquisition will make the biggest impact? Without question, it's Damian Lillard, but Bradley Beal could be higher than Jrue Holiday by the end of the season in terms of biggest impact for a team. Kristaps Porzingis, Fred VanVleet, and Victor Wembanyama tied at 4. Whoa. Okay, who's the dumbass that made one vote for Dillon Brooks? You're telling me Dillon Brooks is gonna make a bigger impact than fucking Damian Lillard, Jrue Holiday, Bradley Beal, or any of these 3? I just want to know who the dumbass is that, like, whoever GM that honestly, if this isn't the Houston GM that voted for this shit, I don't know what to tell you, dude. You shouldn't have a fucking job if you think that Dillon Brooks is, out of all these players, all of them, is gonna have the biggest impact. Like, you're fucking high. Absolutely ridiculous. That GM, gone. Time to go. You have to be trolling. Have to be. Because if you're serious, you have no business overseeing an organization and making decisions for them. No business whatsoever. Get the fuck out of here. Who is the most underrated player acquisition? Marcus Smart, number 1. Grant Williams, 2 for Dallas. I think people are way too high on that guy. Dillon Brooks, 3 for Houston. Bruce Brown, Indiana. Yusuf Nurkic, Phoenix. Max Strus, Cleveland. Fred VanVleet, Houston. I I would say Marcus Smart's definitely number one. The rest, good argument to be had. Which team will be the most improved in 2023-2024? See, the confusing thing, extremely confusing thing is Oklahoma City is number one, right? 30% of people say they're going to be the most improved. But if you go all the way up here and how people predict the rankings, they're projected or predicted to be number fucking 10. So make it make sense, guys. I swear the structure on this survey is really bad. I don't understand it. They're going to be predicted to be number 10, but then also on the question of which team will be the most improved, it's Oklahoma City. Were these GMs high when they filled out this fucking survey, or were they lit or something? Awful job, and I don't understand how that happens. Houston Rockets number 2, Mavericks 3, Pistons 3, Orlando Magic also tied for 3. What was the most surprising move this offseason? Holiday Lillard trade, 100% the most surprising. That takes the cake. Smart Porzingis, Chris Paul to Golden State, Bradley Beal to Phoenix, Bruce Brown to Indiana. Honestly, dude, if you didn't say Holiday or Lillard trade, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's easily got to be the biggest surprise. The Bucks getting in the way? I don't know. Who will win the 2023 Rookie of the Year? See, people want to start with Victor Wembanyama with their franchise, but then 50% Rookie of the Year. How's that not number higher? Chet Holmgren, 20%. That's valid. Scoot Henderson, 27%. Sasha Ovechkinov, 3%. I don't know who the fuck put that, but okay, buddy. Which rookie will be the best player in 5 years? 90% said Victor Wembanyama. Yeah, no surprise there, to be honest. 5 years ago, people said DeAndre Ayton or Jaren Jackson Jr. I mean, Jaren Jackson's an all-star and DeAndre Ayton has potential still, but didn't necessarily work out that way. Which rookie was the biggest steal at where he was selected in the draft? Cam Whitmore is 100% the correct answer. The dude was projected as a top 5 in talent, ended up dropping to number 20. That's fucking... Lakers had a chance to get him. I wanted them so bad draft night to get him, and everyone on the live discussion was like, oh, if he's dropping for a reason. Jesus, man. As you saw in the Summer League and as you saw in preseason, this dude looks like he's just got it. So fuck your reasons, dude. He's a top 5 talent for a reason. Shit. But we had, as a Laker fan, we got Julian Hood-Schifino. Looks solid, just not as solid as Cam Whitmore. I guess we'll see how that one pans out. But Keontae George at 2. Scoot Henderson. Yeah, honestly, he should have been taken at 2 instead of 3. So I understand that one. Who is the best international player in the NBA? Definitely Nikola Jokic. Yeah, I mean, you could argue Luka and Giannis, sure, but it's Jokic, in my opinion, and clearly most people's opinion. Who is the best international player not in the NBA? I don't see why this one matters, to be honest. They're not in the NBA. Who is the best defensive player in the NBA? Giannis at 40%. Okay, that's off ball. Off ball, really. Off ball defender is considered the best defender. That's interesting because Giannis, let's be honest, is more of an off ball defender and he's really good at that. Drew Holiday, 2. Who is the best perimeter defender in the NBA? Drew Holiday, number 1. Mikal Bridges, number 2. Alex Caruso, number 3. Tied with Marcus Smart and Kawhi Leonard at 5. Nothing crazy going on. Honestly, all these are respectable answers. Best interior defender, Jaren Jackson. So Jaren Jackson's the best interior defender, but if you're talking about best defender, he's tied for 4. Giannis isn't the best in interior or perimeter, but he's good at both because he's on... No, Giannis isn't even on best perimeter. So Giannis is just that good of an interior defender that he's considered the best defender. Who is the best defensive team in the NBA? Boston Celtics, definitely insane. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, definitely going to be providing some clamps on the perimeter. On the interior, can't say that Kristaps is a force to be reckoned with. Wow, this one's actually pretty surprising in how dominant the answers are. Who is the best head coach in the NBA? Eric Spoelstra is 73%. Wow, that is high. Tyronn Lue at 2, 10%. Steve Kerr tied with Greg Popovich at 7%. Michael Malone at 3%, meaning one person said Michael Malone. But damn, Eric Spoelstra, 73%. Talk about respect. Which head coach is the best manager / motivator of people? I gotta say, based off of the stuff I've seen behind the scenes of Steve Kerr, yeah, he's up there. But Eric Spoelstra, again, leading the way at number 1. Clearly a lot of value in that. Which head coach makes the best in-game adjustments? Eric Spoelstra. Insane. Tyronn Lue, number 2. Rick Carlisle, 3, tied with Nick Nurse. Which head coach runs the best offense? Mike Brown. Interestingly enough, he's not one of the best head coaches. So it's not just offense that makes the GMs go wild for best head coach. But he does have an insane offense. Eric Spoelstra. Coincidence that the head coach with the best defensive scheme is considered the best coach. Is that a coincidence? Maybe or maybe not. But he's also the best motivator, so clearly the guy is a jack of all trades. But we have Taylor Jenkins at tied at number 2 with Tom Thibodeau. JB Bickerstaff, Tyronn Lue, and Frank Vogel all tied. Frank Vogel, his time with the Lakers definitely made him an elite defensive team. Always appreciate that. Which new or relocated head coach will make the biggest impact on his new team? Ime Udoka, Monty Williams 2, Frank Vogel 3, Adrian Griffin. Basically, in all honesty, you could say these 4 have very high expectations because Monty's tasked with developing the young Detroit Pistons team. Frank Vogel is tasked with making the Big 3 in Phoenix serious contenders. Adrian Griffin is tasked with making the new trio with Lillard, Chris Middleton, and Giannis leading the way a serious contender. And Ime Udoka tasked with turning the ship in Houston around to make them relevant. Who is the best assistant coach in the NBA? That is high praise for Jordi Fernandez at 31%. Terry Stotts, a lot of high praise, 10%. Kevin Young. 10% is only 3 people because there's 30 GMs, but still, high praise. Which active player will make the best head coach someday? Chris Paul takes the cake at 20%. Mike Conley's up there. Really what it says about these guys is that they just know the game of basketball very well. I'm actually surprised to see Garrett Temple up here. That's kind of low-key. So is TJ McConnell. But Chris Paul and Mike Conley, no surprise. But especially Chris Paul, no surprise. Everyone knows how much he knows the game of basketball, how much he knows the rules. Pretty insane that he's been able to stay relevant this long with his age, given, of course. Which team is the most fun to watch? Denver Nuggets at number 1. Personally, I'm surprised by this. I thought a lot of people would say Golden State or the Kings, considering just how much offensive output they have and especially how flashy they make things. Because Sacramento makes games really close and they force a lot of fourth quarter situations. Golden State, Steph Curry is the most entertaining player on the planet, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinion. So I'm really surprised to see Denver at number 1. But Denver does play beautiful team basketball. Phoenix is at 4, though. Which team has the best home court advantage? Denver, without question, because they're the Mile High City. So it's a lot harder for away teams to come in and play when they're not used to being a Mile High and playing at a different level with their stamina. Denver projected at number 1 to have the most efficient offense this season. Sacramento expected to have a high output as well this season, continuing from last season. Golden State, man, there's a lot of expectations on them when there isn't a whole lot of change. They did add Chris Paul, but they obviously lost Jordan Poole, and not a whole lot really is different aside from that. Ooh, this one's a spicy one. Which team's level of success this season is toughest to predict? Philadelphia is number 1. And I gotta agree because of the whole James Harden situation. You'd have to imagine he gets traded. A lot of drama going on over there. But when is that going to happen and who will they get in return? That's going to affect everything. Dallas being 30%, I'd agree with that. Oklahoma being up there, I agree with that. New Orleans being up there. Honestly, all these teams are very valid. I think with the bottom 3 teams, it's more about health, which is why they're this list. And I think Dallas and Oklahoma You kind of just have to see how it pans out with all the players there. Which team has the most promising young core? Oklahoma at 73%, and they have a shit ton of picks still. Says a lot. Which player is the most athletic? Of course, John Morant, high flying, 34%. Giannis at 28. I swear, if Jokic was on here, I would have lost my shit. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I would have lost my shit if Jokic was on here. Which player is the best pure shooter? I don't understand how you could put Luke Kennard. I don't understand how he gets a vote when Steph Curry exists in this world. I understand that you put Damian Lillard or Kevin Durant, but the dumbass that put Luke Kennard needs to go fucking find another job. This is not even a question. It's Steph Curry. It's easily Steph Curry. If you're gonna put Dame time, okay, I guess I get it, but it's Steph Curry. If you're gonna put KD, it makes more sense than Dame time because KD can just shoot it from everywhere on the court, but so can Steph. But fucking Luke Kennard over Steph Curry is your vote? Like, what are you doing, bro? Again, whoever is overseeing that organization, that organization is ass. Which player is the fastest with the ball? De'Aaron Fox, for sure. Holy hell. This dude is fast. So is Jaden Ivey. Kyrie is not as fast as De'Aaron or Jaden Ivey. I'm not sure how you give Kyrie that vote. Kyrie does have a level of quickness, but dude, De'Aaron Fox is fast, man. Which player is the best at moving without the ball? Honestly, I don't know how anyone gets voted on here other than Steph Curry. Like, it's just not even a question, dude. It's honestly not a question. No one makes you move as much as Steph. Honestly, like, who's voting otherwise, bro? I just want to know what dumbass is gonna put Chris Middleton instead of fucking Steph Curry. Come on, dude. Come on, man. Whoever's running this organization is ass. I could do a better job, clearly. Holy hell. What kind of talent, what kind of eye for talent do you have if you put Chris Middleton over Steph Curry on this fucking category? Come on, man. Which player is the best passer? Jokic at 1, Luka at 2, LeBron 3. Honestly, a little disrespectful to Tyrese Halliburton, man. No love. James Harden, Chris Paul. All in all, though, I have no issues with this one, right? Nothing really crazy. Which player is the best leader? LeBron number 1, Steph 2, Jokic 3, Jimmy Butler 4, Dame 5. Chris Paul's up there too. Yeah, again, nothing to really... Draymond's up here, that's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. But anyway, yeah, nothing to dispute here. Who was the most versatile player in the NBA? I would say... yeah, Giannis for sure. The problem is he just can't shoot. So that makes it a little more difficult, right? Best IQ, Jokic, 50%. Honestly, I thought they put Chris Paul number 1 based off of him being, you know, the best future head coach. But okay, I rock with it. Nothing to dispute here. Honestly, I think LeBron's higher than Jokic, though, to be honest with you. But maybe I just have a bias. But I've seen a lot of videos on LeBron and him talking about the game of basketball. I don't think it gets higher than LeBron. That's just me, though. Which player would you want taking a shot with the game on the line? Honestly, Jimmy Butler. Getting a little disrespected here because Jimmy Buckets is insanely clutch. But Steph Curry being number 1, can't dispute that. KD being number 2, can't dispute that. Damian Lillard being number 3, you can't dispute that. All these are very valid. Kyrie Irving getting a vote is very valid. Luka getting a vote is very valid. Those are all good votes, honestly. Last question here. I don't think it matters too much. Which change will require the biggest adjustment? Number 1, player participation policy, 37%. Tax apron restrictions, 33%. In-season tournament, 13%. 65 game award rule, 7%. Flopping text, 7%. Extras coaches challenge, 3%. Whoever voted for that is honestly a dumbass because you can't tell me that these are bigger adjustments. I just don't even think there's remotely any discussion for that. Man, some teams really... honestly, I'm available. You know, I can send my resume wherever any team wants. Some of these votes are really stupid, but if you're already having that clown running your organization, hey, I'm glad to take the job. I feel like I do a hell of a job compared to some of these guys who clearly don't watch the game of basketball and have no idea what the fuck they're doing. Either that or they're the biggest trolls ever, putting who knows what on surveys just for the hell of it. But like I said, I can send in my resume. There's an opening. Trust me. Trust me. I can get the hang of it. So that is the survey, 50 questions, a lot to get through. But of course, very fun just to see kind of perspectives. A lot of survey questions had valid votes. Some of them had, again, I'm available. I'm available for hire. Just let me know where to send it in and I'll fucking send it in. Just gonna keep it a buck. But anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching. As always, this is All We've Been Different. All We've Been Different. And we out.